Good evening,
Yeah.
good morning, good afternoon, wherever the hell you guys are located in this crazy world we're living in. Considering the fact we just had a hurricane in Florida not too long ago. I hope everyone's staying safe. I don't want anybody to think that I'm cold-hearted and I didn't post anything about it on Facebook. Well, I'm sorry that it happened. But this is webisode number 50 of Underground Noise Webzine. My name's Al Ditton. I'm the person behind it. I'm here tonight with a founding member and guitarist and vocals of the band called Vicious Circle. Welcome, Vinny DiBianca. I almost messed
Awesome,
it up.
man. That was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, man. I do backing vocals. You know what I mean when I'm needed. The vocals I've never had interest in. So yeah, it's Brian Cook all the way right now in our lineup. But
yeah,
all guitar, man. That's me.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Your
How you
EP
guys
really
doing?
rips.
Everybody good?
Yeah, your EP really rips. It rips really hard.
Thank you so much, man. That means everything. Like I was saying before. It's not even about money. It's about the love. And I'm just glad that you dig what we do. People like what we did. That's pretty good. Just got to keep it going.
Absolutely. First
Yeah.
question I'd like to ask you, Vinny, who are your influences?
Okay. Well, I have a ton of them because I'm not only a metal guy. So be quite honest with you, Al Di Meola is probably one of my favorite guitar players on the planet, and Alan Holdsworth. Um, God, I mean, George Lynch. Um, it's like, I listened to everybody and I always was really drawn to fancy guitar work, ever since I was a kid. And so, you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, Yngwie, you know what I mean? Yngwie's great, Steve Vai. I mean, there's so many of them, that I've listened to over the years, but like the ones that really stand out to me is, Di Meola, Holdsworth. I mean, you have Yngwie, but everybody does Yngwie. So it's like a lot of those licks I don't really play. You know what I mean? It's like, everybody does them. No offense, but, a lot of people ripped off Yngwie in '85, man. It's pretty unbelievable, So, but it's just, you got to know how to do it, though. You never know what happens. So it's like, I tried to make sure that I was well versed, you know what I mean, in different styles and hearing different stuff. And that's the only way you really keep yourself interesting, really. So, it's all let me see. God, I mean, God, like metal guys. I mean, now, if we're going to talk like thrash and death metal and stuff like that, I mean, Patrizio, Mamoli from Pestilence, James Murphy, from everybody. And then, the H Team. I mean, you got to love the H Team, man. You know what I mean? From Exodus, the old, Rick Holt and Gary and, Rick Holt and Gary Holt. Then you have, KK Downing and, Glenn Tipton, stuff like that, Adrian Smith, Dave Murray, like all the bands that just had some of the best music, a lot of them, they kind of had a way of really making good solos. So, you know what I mean? I was really into that stuff. So that's pretty much what it was. I just really liked busy stuff. So yeah, those are my, I mean, Tony Iommi too, though. I mean, he's the Godfather, Godfather.
Absolutely.
Can't ever forget him.
Yep, good old Black Sabbath.
Hell yeah.
I like a lot of their stuff. Some of it is a little too slow for my liking, but that's okay. I
Yeah.
still enjoy a lot of it.
And I agree with you. I mean, I like the high energy stuff, but like not playing it and listening to it, man, I could totally appreciate all that stuff. Yeah, for sure. You
Yeah.
know, but I mean, I liked Ozzy with Sabbath. I like Dio with Sabbath. I mean, like they just went through so many different types of changes. You know what I mean? And then you had Tony getting a little heavier, adding more distortion in the stuff. Having some like really killer soloing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so it was pretty good. I always dug Sabbath.
Yeah.
Never big into Zeppelin though. I'm sure I'll get a lot of hate for that, but I was never a Zeppelin guy.
Oh, I like a few songs of theirs too.
And that might not even have been theirs.
Yeah, the song "Immigrant Song." I hate to say it, every time I hear that, it just gives me a really horrible flashback of some stuff, and I'm just like, I
Yeah.
really I really need to change the song a little bit. So let's put on music to Stillborn Night by Necrophagist or something, you know?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
my second question for you, Vinny, is how old were you when you first heard music?
I grew up in an Italian family, man. So like we grew up with Frank Sinatra and Louis Prima, all those guys. Elvis Presley was probably the main man, when I really started to pay attention to music. Um, it was I'd say I was in the single digits. So like I'm thinking probably showed like really good appreciation for probably around like 7, 9, stuff like that. Like I was really, really into the Elvis, because I was hung around with the older people. So they were always letting me listen to their stuff. My mom had a really decent collection of stuff too. So she would break that out. And we would listen to the records. I mean, she had Santana, you know what I mean? She had the Beatles. Beatles were okay. I never really latched on to them like most people did. Same thing with the Rolling Stones. But I have mad appreciation for all of that stuff, man. I mean, even Zeppelin, you know what I mean? It's like I would never put them down. I mean, it would be idiotic to say that because they don't suck. It's just might not be your thing. Um, but
Mhm.
I'd probably say probably around 6 or 7. I mean, I've because my aunt had given me an old 8-track player that she had, and it was really cool because she had some Fleetwood Mac on there. Fleetwood Mac was really good. Had some Journey, had some had Kiss Alive 1 and 2 on 8-track. That's where I started, and that's got to probably be the beginning of like my metal entry, the stuff that I really started to like, the high energy, loud stuff. Definitely got me into that. So it was like Kiss. But I always liked Elvis, though. I mean, and that was like my first recollection of liking music and remembering who it was. So I'd have to go with Elvis, man. Yeah.
That's really awesome. I like a lot of
Yeah.
music too. So
Yeah. Oh, man. I
give
was
Vinny
lucky,
some help.
I mean, I came up, like in a musical family, you know what I mean? But it was like always Italian music, everybody, drink the Dago Red after dinner, and get all, get all loose, then, my uncles, break out the guitar, the mandolin, and everybody started singing in Italian, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I've been around it forever, you
That's
know?
really cool.
Yeah.
Well, before I forget, Vinny, a good friend of mine told me to tell you what's up. I'm giving a shout out.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm giving a good shout out to Lee Harrison from Monstrosity.
Yeah. I mean, tell you what, Lee is the man. I mean, I've always been a fan of Monstrosity anyway. I mean, they've been through everything, but Lee's always been there, right? So he ends up, doing the tour with, Inhuman Condition, and I was just like, he just blows me away. Even though he's not doing his stuff, he was doing, Terry's, music and all that, and it was just, he's amazing, man. Yeah, it was just good to see him in person and get to meet him. Great
Yeah,
guy. Yeah.
speaking of
So
Inhuman
hell
Condition,
yeah, Lee. Hails to you, brother. Much love, much respect.
yeah, I got my
Killer,
tour
man.
shirt on from part one that they came up to Atlanta and we got to catch them with Crusadist.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you what, those guys are awesome, man.
They
Great
are.
dudes, great guys. Because they haven't had time, for like that rock star thing to kick in. You know what I mean? Only the cool ones like Lee and Terry and all them, they don't play that stuff. But those guys at Crusaders are friggin' awesome, and they're great players too, man. So whoever hasn't heard them out there, check them out, man. They're killer,
Yeah,
great guys. I still talk to them, man. We played one show with them, just great dudes. You know?
that's really cool. I got to meet
Yeah.
them as well and do an interview before their show, like a week or two before they came to Georgia. It was
Yeah. Yep.
amazing, just amazing.
Oh yeah. Good stuff.
If you watch the interview, it's kind of funny because Kevin, the bassist, he was talking about dingling his fingers, and we're like, that could mean anything from twiddling your thumb, playing with your ear, playing with your goatee a little bit there, Sean.
Right. Sometimes you might not really want to know what the real answer is, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Well, let's
Dingle.
ponder about that for a minute here.
That's right. Ponder on that a bit. Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. But I'll tell you what, it was a great night. That was a great night. We played with them in Delaware, a place called Bar 13. And
Okay.
yeah, it was awesome, man. It was just really good. Everybody pretty much in that whole tour, everybody was super talented, man. It was a great, great tour package for
A lot
sure.
of good energy for sure.
Oh yeah, totally. You know,
My next question
good
for you,
stuff.
Vinny, is how did you come up with the name Vicious Circle, and why did you choose that?
Okay, this is true story. I've told this story a few times. We were all sitting around and like we started in '88. Okay, you know what I mean? And we had just it's funny because it's like we kind of recycled me and the vocalist Brian Chicano at the time, the original vocalist. So we kind of jumped over from three bands. You know what I mean? It's like we started off in like '84 in this band called Natas Evil, and then we started over into like Denial, and then we came into the Vicious Circle thing. But so we were just sitting around at band practice trying to think of a name, right? And everybody's like, coming up with this, these names are trying to be really cool and being, like it just everything just kind of sounded stupid, even though we were like, yeah, dude, that'd be killer. But so we're throwing these names out at each other, just sitting around. Meanwhile, the Three Stooges are on, okay, on TV. It was like a Saturday or something, right? In the morning. So there was a point where like everybody just stopped, everybody stumped. They're like, nah, nobody likes anything that we had said, right? So there was a moment of silence, man. That's the truth. And then it was whatever the episode was, but Curly was like, oh, it's a vicious cycle. We must kill it. And we just like looked at each other. We were like, Vicious Circle. That's the name. Fuck it. That's the fucking name. And we all laughed and kept it. And that was that. So fucking Curly named us, man.
I had a feeling it had something to do with Curly. I may have seen that episode, but
Yeah, it was like one of those old war ones, but it was just perfect timing. And then you thought about it, you're like, yeah, Vicious Circle, that can mean a whole lot of shit, and it's brutal, it's heavy, it's mean, and
some technical.
we didn't think, that was even like popular. I mean, how the hell do we know? We were like 17-year-old kids, 18, and didn't really know anything about the internet. I don't even know if the internet was around by then, but like, the only other one that we ever found, was a band in Australia that that we never knew of, and they came out around the exact same time we did. You know what I mean? So then they were like punk or whatever. But like now, million and one, Vicious Circles want to pop up out of nowhere and all that. But whatever, man. We have fans. People know who the hell we are, man. They know who to look for. Look for the Vicious Circle in New Jersey. That's who the fuck you go for. Everybody else, you're gonna be disappointed. I'll say that. Fuck you all.
I'll throw a suggestion out there. If you guys ever make t-shirts again, you guys should put Curly on there as well.
That's a brilliant idea, man. That's brilliant. I wouldn't even have thought of that, right? That's killer. That would be great.
Yeah, you guys should do that most definitely.
I'm going to tell the guys that.
I like that idea.
Great. Hell yeah, that'd be killer.
Right. People on,
be like,
dude.
What are you, knuckleheads?
Put that on the back of it or something.
Yeah.
And only a few people would be like, what is he talking about?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You didn't hear the story as to how they came up with their name?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's crazy. That's a true story, man. It was funny as shit. We just didn't know what else to say. We just started laughing. We all looked at each other. We're like, that's the best fucking thing that we came up with all day.
And your impersonation was perfect, man. Spot on.
Cool, man. Yeah. You just, if I'm going to laugh at it, other people are going to laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, you just can't. I mean, unless you're going for that shock value or something to just like, get people to be like, what the hell are they called? We were just trying to be as legit as we could, So yeah, that's how it happened, man.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a good story.
Yeah, Vinny, my next question for you is, what was the first CD that you purchased?
CD? Holy shit.
Because I got some 8 tracks in my collection, and I'm only in my early 40s, but I collect music of any sort, just about.
Yeah, I got you beat, man. I just turned 52 September 16th, man.
Happy belated.
But the Sicilian grease is keeping me young, man. No gray, just a little bit here,
Well, I got white hairs. These are my wisdom hairs.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
God, my first CD that I bought, Jesus. Only if my memory was that good.
First one I ever purchased was.
Let me ask you a stupid question. when did CDs kind of like really hit the market? I don't even really know actually.
I'm thinking the like early 80s, maybe the mid 80s.
So mid 80s.
Yeah. Because I remember the first CD that I bought was back in 1990. It was a band called Deliverance from California. And
Oh,
the name
cool.
of the album was Weapons of Our Warfare. Christian
Nice.
thrash metal.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had some good sound to them. Their message was positive, very
Yeah.
biblical. That's what I enjoyed the most about it. But at the same time, I found more bands as I had gotten older, like Mortification, uh,
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse, Deeds of Flesh, Deicide, Vile Remains, and
Oh,
Suffocation,
yeah.
and stuff like that when I was in high
Oh,
school.
Celtic Frost, man. Wow. What a shock
Oh,
that was, man. Phew.
when I
See, I
first heard
always used to
that,
buy
yeah.
cassettes and albums. You know what I mean? That was me. And I was used to that. So like my first CD. I mean, since I don't remember off the top of my head, I don't want I don't want to seem to be a liar, but it would have to be whatever was out at that time. Probably like Bonded by Blood by Exodus or something like that. Would probably have to be like one of the staples out there. One of the big boys. I'm thinking. If I bought a CD. And I
Mhm.
already had the album and the cassettes, and because I just wore those out, man. You play them, they get ripped up or whatever. But so I'm thinking it will probably be like around that time. So it was probably something like that for sure. Before I started to get into like, the real, I was already into the obscure stuff though. The import section was the greatest place to be around here. You know what I mean? All the shit coming in was like crazier than anything Americans were doing back then, man, for sure.
Right on.
Yeah, I think so. That's my opinion. So I'm thinking, yeah, my first CD would probably definitely be something like Exodus, probably, it could have possibly even been Slayer, you know what I mean? Like American bands, stuff like that. I mean, let's see, like Crumbsuckers, that Beast on My Back came out in '89. So I'm thinking I bought CDs before that, but man, that's one of my favorite CDs. You ever hear the Crumbsuckers before?
No, but I'll check it out.
You have to, man. You'll thank me. But get Beast on My Back. Not that Life of Dreams isn't any good, but in my opinion, doesn't touch Beast on My Back.
I'll check it
That's
out
good.
on YouTube.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's going to shock you, I think, man. You hear the name. So, like I said, the name Crumbsuckers. You know what I mean? So they didn't take themselves too seriously, right? Whew.
Kind of
Musically,
sounds,
they did, though.
kind of sounds like another name for a vacuum cleaner.
Right, it does, right? That's so
Hey,
funny,
this is
man. The
called a
Dirt Devil and the
Crumbsucker.
Crumbsuckers.
Okay, we're gonna
Yeah,
vacuum today.
yeah,
Oh, we're
exactly.
crumb sucking.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man. Actually, some members had gone to propane. So the
Oh,
bass
okay.
player, Gary, straight
Yeah.
up, he was Crumbsuckers.
Okay. I
The
like
original, the
propane.
original drummer that was in propane, I'm pretty sure he was in the Crumbsuckers as well.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. I'll definitely check
yeah.
that out.
Oh yeah, definitely check him out, man. It's gonna shock you. The name does not match the music at all.
Hey, Vinny,
Badass.
how would you describe your local music scene?
Vocally or local?
Local.
Local. Okay, I'm sorry. How would I describe it?
Yeah.
Back then or now?
A little bit of both. Would you say it's more progressive now as it was back then, or was there a lot more back then?
Metal isn't as exciting anymore because everybody has taken elements and put it into everything, even country music, man. So like back in the day when we had started coming out, you know what I mean? Everybody was a lot more excited about metal. Everybody wanted to be in a metal band, and there was only certain places that would play. We had a place called G. Willikers in Pennsauken, New Jersey, which was just insanely crazy. And that's where we started off. Then you had a place around us where like Cinderella and Bon Jovi and guys like that would play. It was called the Galaxy. They started letting in some of the heavy bands. We were one of the first ones, and that didn't end very well. We got escorted out by canines. So, it
Uh-oh.
happens, man. Oh yeah, well, you can't control a mosh pit, and that's when they first started putting up a fence. So you separated the underage from the drinkers, yeah. So like, you know, um, they didn't have enough bouncers that night, and like they just weren't prepared. You know what I mean? It was like they've never had bands like us in there really. And yeah, so we had gone in there, and it was just a shock because they were more so with the glam, I guess maybe you want to say. Like, I don't want to insult none of them because I mean they were all great musicians, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, as far as like stage get up and all that, I mean, I was never into any of that, you know what I mean? And those guys seem to do that, and directed towards happy things, partying, girls, love, all that. We were everything but any of that, you know what I mean? It was like we were a bunch of big ugly dudes going up there, just like being real loud and just riling everybody up. And yeah, oh my god, yeah, crazy stuff. So we had the Galaxy. There was a place called Bonnie's in Acco, New Jersey. That place was great, man. I mean, Rob Zombie had gone through there, Sanctuary had gone through there. There was a lot of big boys went through there. It was pretty good. One of the local guys that we had, one of the local bands was Faith or Fear. So they were like from Vineland, New Jersey. So they were like South Jersey, like we are. I'm South Jersey. I'm Pine Hill. I'm from South Philly. Relocated to South Jersey, and that's just kind of where I stayed. But we definitely had our own thing going on over here in South Jersey. You know what I mean? It was definitely different than the North Jersey scene. But real early on, we had gotten together with Ripping Corpse and Revenant, Human Remains. So we started playing with those guys a lot, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So like North Jersey definitely had a different scene, but it was kind of all the same at that at that time, like around 90 maybe. Yeah, I mean, it was everybody loved metal. I mean, you had the Empire Rock Club in Philly. You had the Trocadero. You had
I remember Trocadero. That's in
oh
Philly.
my god, what a great place! That was a great place. Yeah, yeah. They had it upstairs, and then they had the main room, but the balcony was called upstairs. It was fine. It was a great place to play, but whew, had a flight of steps from fucking hell, bro. You got to try to carry that, carrying all the stacks and all that stuff up all those steps, man. It's like, ooh, holy shit.
Are you climbing Mount St. Helen?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, if any was like lost grip, taking the fucking rest of everybody out going down, man. There was just the momentum would have just been nuclear.
It's like climbing a mountain, It's like start at the bottom, get to the peak, you're all right.
No doubt. No doubt, man. Oh god, it was funny. But yeah, after you get past them steps, the upstairs was great too, Christ, they had Ministry over there. When Ministry played, God rest your soul, Mike. Mike was really cool, man. You know what I mean? I got along with that guy. He was good. You couldn't even get through the doors. I mean, you were right at the, right, like as soon as you go into the doors, there was like this huge, like I guess you would call it, like I don't even know what you would call it, but it was like where they had the merch room and they had stairs to go up to the bar. But when you went in, it was like, like a big ass foyer, I guess, you know what I mean? When you walk in somebody's house, right?
Yeah.
And there was like, I don't know, maybe 10 foot from the fucking door that you walk in right to where people are just standing. It's just like, just started cramming people in there. You just couldn't fit everybody that they needed in there at that time. That was the most packed I've ever seen it. Was that
like
show.
a can of sardines.
Whew. Believe that. That's the truth. Sardines and fucking sweat sauce, bro.
Sweat sauce. Now that's one.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, some hot sauce called that.
There, man.
To make you sweat.
Yeah, nauseous even.
Hey, that might work.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Like hockey chip challenges that I had not so long ago.
Yeah.
That was just nasty. I won't do it again.
Oh, I hear that. But we used to have to make a lot of clubs in the earlier bands. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really play. I was young too, but I didn't really play a real club until Vicious Circle. And and let's see, that was even before we had Mel. So we're talking like 89. We had played our first show over at G. Willikers. One of the local guys was just like, dude, you got to get the fuck out of the basement, man. It's like, I'll play bass for you. And I was like, oh, that's fucking killer, man. Brought him over. We only had like 5 songs, maybe, 6. I was starting to write, some new stuff. And yeah, so we brought him over and he learned it. And then we started playing out. And that was, so G. Willikers, I'm thinking like, I really like that place. That was crazy though. It's crazy. Fights all the time. I mean, it is what it is though. I mean, it's not really what metal is, but like back in the day, I think the slate was so clean. I think you could pretty much do whatever the hell you really wanted, you know.
Yeah.
But that was fun. So G. Willikers, Bonnie's were two of the best and most fun clubs. Trocadero was, you know, different level. Yeah, it was a different level. TLA, you know, different level. You know, sadly, a lot of those really good venues are closed though, bro. Like, ain't no place to really play around South Jersey anyway. I mean, you know, Philly, everybody, you know, bypasses Philly now anyway. You know, none of the big tours ever really come through Philly. If I want to go see somebody, you know, I either got to drive to like, what is it, Sayreville, or like up to Pittsburgh, or you know, Reading, farther, you know, PA places and stuff.
Mhm.
But you know, so a lot of the good places around me closed, and you just got to make them. You know, I mean, Christ, I think the first time we ever really played out in front of people, it was in somebody's 2-car garage. You know, and we were standing. Oh, this is funny. We were standing on top of a ping pong table, right? And we just put the drums to the side. So you had us standing on top of this ping pong table. We put our amps in front of us, I guess, right? That's kind of how we had it set up. Had our banner behind us. So we were denial then. And man, that was crazy too. I'll tell you, those are some of the best shows. Were just like all of our buddies, everybody just coming in, just word of mouth. I mean, it was like ministry at the Troc. You couldn't move in there, man, but it was so much fun. So much fun, man. It really was. Now that nobody's excited. Now everybody's like critics, you know, it's like they're not really excited. Like, you know, it's like, oh, I can't wait to hear this band. It's like people really don't like that anymore. Now, like, is it not melodic metal, or is it orchestrated metal, or is it straight up death metal? And there's just so many subgenres. When I was a kid, man, you're either metal or you were not metal. Period. You know what I'm saying? You were heavy or you weren't heavy. You know what I mean? Went from man to
it was
pussy.
when I was a kid, you know, listening to Iron Maiden when I was like about 5 or 6 years old, and just like, that's too loud. You know, and then my babysitter told me to turn down the music. My big brother's doing the same thing, but at the same time, I'm just like, I want to do that someday. I want to play guitar. I want to sing. I want to get out there and do stuff. So I'm sticking.
I don't even think people call Iron Maiden metal anymore. I mean, some people were like, you know, heavy rock or something like that. It's like, are you guys fucking tripping? Well, come on.
Because I've noticed on your newest EP, you guys have some technical value to it. You know, 1 minute it could sound a little like Dimebag Darrell, or it could sound like, you know, Cannibal Corpse. It's pretty interesting.
Right. Yep.
Well, I've got 10 minutes left in this meeting with you.
It's crazy, man. What do we get? Like a 40-minute limit or something like that? I was reading. Because I just downloaded this thing today, man. So I apologize for the holdup.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
They do give you a certain amount of time if you don't upgrade, like you have to purchase and do all this other stuff to it.
Like anything else. Yeah. But no, this is awesome, man. Yeah, but
I'll ask you one last question. Do you have any last words for Underground Noise Webzine, Vinny?
Last words? Well, I want to say thank you, first off, officially, man, for, you know, I mean, you know, we wrote each other, you know what I mean? And it was just, you know, you listen to the EP, bro, and like, you know what I mean? You want to do a review on it, which is awesome, because like, you almost got to pay people now to give fucking reviews. Like, I don't understand it. I don't know what happened. I guess I'm just so old school. You know what I mean? I guess I'm not comprehending the way things are nowadays. But I want to thank you for doing that, giving me this interview, dude. You know, give me a chance to just fucking, you know, yap and just talk some stuff, man. You know, it's fun. So I want to thank you for that.
Yeah,
and yeah, man, appreciate it, dude. Really, man. You know, guys like me, man, we appreciate people like you, bro. You know, we do. You know, because we do it all ourselves anyway, man. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about, dude. You know, you know, we don't do this for money. You know, we do it for the love. You know, people that do it for money, you can tell because the music sucks, but they're popular. Don't get it. Yeah. But you know, I guess just, you know, check out our stuff. You know, make sure you got the right Vicious Circle. You'll always be able to tell by the damn logo. But yeah, right. Vicious Circle New Jersey is what you want, right? Oh man, unbelievable.
Certainly.
But yeah, certainly. That's
there you go.
Yeah.
I had to ask you to do it again. Sorry. That was good.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Because you know what? It's pretty funny. And I get, man, I relate with the Three Stooges, man. You know, I don't know, but I kind of get them, you know? I mean, I always like the slapstick. Girls don't normally like that. My wife likes it. Maybe that's what kind of drew us together. Maybe Curly got me together with my wife too. Who the hell knows? But
That's funny because you've never had
I was
hair
like,
on
you like
his
the
head.
Three Stooges? You might actually be fucking cool.
I'm thinking, how did he get to be named Curly if he's bald?
Yeah, right. It's like that already is a joke, you know. Oh, they were the best though. But yeah. So just check out. We have a Bandcamp. Like we're now newly like Sub-Level Records recording artists, and that's owned by Craig and Lum, who is the guitar player for Heathen, and he was also in Exodus when Gary was with Slayer.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So he's he's a hell of a fucking guy, man. You know what I mean? It's like we've been around a long time, and you know what I mean. And we've seen a lot of shit. You know what I mean? It's like we didn't really have that very good luck with labels, and I mean, we played with like everybody under the sun, but that's only because everybody was new. You know what I mean? It was like it was just people were coming around, and it was I don't know, it was just really good back in the day, man. But other than that, basically you could say we got a third chance, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I can't be more appreciative to Cragen for that. Getting that phone call was like blew my fucking mind. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my god, Cragen, how you doing, bro? But so he owns Sub-Level Records, so you can find our stuff on the Sub-Level Records. Anything that we have some videos up, stuff like that. I mean, we're easy to find, and even if you're looking for the right vicious circle, you know what I mean, New Jersey Sub-Level Records, anything having to do with that, you'll be able to get anything you need. I mean, we had a debut in '93 on Jail America called Cryptic Void, and he remastered it, and we're going to be reissuing it probably when he gets settled down after Heathen gets completely done touring. Their album that they had put out, they finally got a chance to tour for that. But he's going to put it out, and I could just tell you, that sounds fantastic, man. Oh my god, it's like just brought out the things that I didn't really like because we were rushed. I mean, it was like our manager at the time was like really rushing our engineer at that point. You know what I mean? And back then there was really no digital, man. We were like half inch, quarter inch tapes and shit. You know what I mean? We had to cut a tape and splice it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like, it was funny. I'll never forget. Then I'll let you go because I know we're running out of time. But the engineer said to me, he was to all of us, he was like, all right, look, I'm going to tell you all right now. Cutting this tape, when you got to do a punch in or whatever, he's like, it's a real pain in the ass. He's like, so try to be as note perfect as you can when we record these songs. I was like, no problem, Bill. But like, you want to talk about some fucking pressure, man? It's like, holy shit, man, this guy's going to kill us. It's like, we better play right, guys. Oh my God, it's so funny, man. But yeah, so just check out Vicious Circle, check out Sub-Level Records, got a lot of great bands on there, you know what I mean? That, coming back, some of the older guys, you know what I mean, getting their thing, and they're still kicking ass, man, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much really it. Just follow us, man. Just check out our stuff, and hopefully you like On Earth Precision. You know what I mean? That's the newest thing we put out. That was just something to kickstart us to get back out. And now right now I'm writing the new full length right now, so I'm in the middle of doing that. So as soon as that's ready, we'll be going and recording with that, and then putting that out on Sub-Level as well. So that's what's going on. So just keep an eye out for Cryptic Void. Check out anything Vicious Circle, New Jersey, Sub-Level Records, and the new one's going to be coming, man. And I'm going to rip everyone's fucking skeleton out. It's going to be fun.
That's right, yeah. Everybody. Show your support for Vinny and his band Vicious Circle, Sub-Level Records, Underground Noise Webzine. Support your local music scene. Support each other. It'd be worth it. Vinny, thanks again for a portion of your time today, sir.
Thank you, man. Pleasure was all mine, brother. All mine. No bullshit. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. And I appreciate everybody that watches this, man. Love you, man. We do. We don't have to know each other. We're metal guys, man. You know what I mean? It's our community. We got to keep our community together. Got a whole bunch of infiltrators trying to like change our shit on us, man.
It's not gonna happen.
Nope, fuck that. I will crush them all if I can. Hell yeah.